What's up, everybody? That last episode was nuts. Holy hell.
Smoking.
Indeed. Holy mackerel. I
Fire.
did not... Fire.
Fire.
Hey, you guys want to see something really cool? Butthead's dad.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you just see a bomb go off in the desert, him farting over top of the campfire. Fire. It's one of the funniest Beavis and Butthead moments ever, and it's from the movie. It's a really good movie.
Oh, speaking of Beavis and Bud, you know the other day when we were talking about like them reacting to like music and stuff?
Yeah, they were the first.
Like the very next day after that on YouTube, one of the channels I follow uploaded the top 10 Beavis and Butthead reacting to music like moments. And I was just like, that's fucking weird, man.
Well, they were the first like reaction channel like that. I mean, or they were just watching the episode. They were just like, whoa, these guys are cool.
And Mystery Science Theater might have been out before that.
I think so. Hold on. Mystery Science Theater 3000, I think, came out around the same time. Hold on.
So they were like 90s shows, I think, weren't they?
Here we are. Mystery Science Theater 3000. Come on, you. Move it. Oh, it was out way before. Okay, so Beavis and it came out originally 1988.
But Beavis and Butthead were probably the first to react to like music videos. So
yeah, Beavis and Butthead debuted 1993, so 5 years later. So yeah, Mystery Science Theater 3000 was the first official reaction thing, and then of course Beavis and Butthead, and now you have people like us. What a step down, huh? Just joking. But, guys, I'm happy that we're back at this because I finally get to see what the hell happens. I've been deliberately avoiding spoilers for so long, knowing full well we may never finish watching this. But here we are.
It's like me with Persona at this point.
Yeah,
I'm still not caught up, despite how long I been streaming Persona on the channel.
Yeah.
I'm still not caught up to where I was at before I quit playing it before.
Never seen it coming.
And like I see people uploading like, you know, videos about like Persona 5 Royal and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't want to know. I don't want to see it because I don't even know the differences yet, you know, like just.
Well, the primary difference is they're adding an entire new city.
Well, I understand like they're doing a lot of stuff to it. It's a completely different game. But it's a completely different game featuring the same cast and the same basic plot line.
Yeah.
But the entirety of the game is reworked, basically.
And they're adding in a lot more story elements that they weren't able to put in the original release because of time constraints.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a bigger game than the first one.
Yeah. How long does it take to play through Persona 5?
A really fast playthrough is about 100 hours. An average playthrough is about 150, and like a complete playthrough is 180 to 200.
What?
Dude, Persona goes deep. Atlas does not mess around.
And then like a complete 100% of the game is probably like 4 to 5 playthroughs or more just to get everything done in the game. So lots and lots and lots of hours you could spend on it. But I wish I could spend that much time on it because it's one of my favorite games that I've played, but I still haven't even beat it once yet. So you want to know the funny thing too, though?
What's that?
Guess how many hours I apparently have in Warframe already?
How many?
160.
Damn.
So I'm like, how have I not beat Persona 5 whenever I have that many hours in Warframe already?
Well, because, I don't know, Warframe you play with the fans, and plus it gets a good response when you play it.
I guess we're just hauling ass because of, I don't know. I guess I'm just not hauling ass through Persona, apparently.
Well, number one thing I think that was holding you back from Persona is you didn't have that guidebook, and you really wanted to get the most out of it.
There's been like a number of weeks I've missed playing it too, so I probably haven't put
and
that
now
many
that you've
hours
got the
into it
guidebook, I think you can really
Whereas
get a
I
good
played
head start on
Warframe
it.
like almost every weekend since they convinced me to start playing it. So
well, yeah, it's really on you whenever you want to start back up with it.
Yeah.
It's just like I know as soon as Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, I know Micah, you might grab it and see what it's like.
Yeah, I guess I'll finally have to go next gen.
Finally, he's still hawking that PS3. I mean,
building you a PC.
I only have 2 HDMI ports, so it got unplugged, and Roku's been plugged up here lately.
Oh, fair enough. But
I mean, I personally, and I'm sure Nate would too, recommend building a PC.
I hate playing on PCs.
Well, you
Like
can play,
I don't
well,
like
you
the
can
mouse
play
and
with the
keyboard.
PlayStation
Oh, you can
4
plug in a
controller.
controller to play stuff.
That'll be a lot better.
Yeah. Dude, and knowing, well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I was about to say, knowing Bethesda, they'll have controller support, but also knowing Bethesda, they'll know how to properly debug their games.
Well, also knowing Bethesda, if you play on PC, you will have the fans to fix the fucking game for you. So if they don't have controller support, someone will add it.
I played through Fallout 3 with mouse and keyboard. I hate moving with a keyboard, but my accuracy was a lot better because the mouse is pretty intuitive.
Well, if anything you can do, they have the little controller stick that you can get that emulates like that emulates it like that, and you could actually have
the way I played Grand Theft Auto 5 actually was to hold the controller when I drove, and then when I got out of the car, I would still hold the controller and walk with the left stick and have like some controls set up like to just this side.
Yeah.
But reach over and grab the mouse so I could shoot my gun more accurately.
Well, yeah, you have better accuracy with the mouse.
So I would actually switch back and forth.
Interesting. Yeah, because
you could hold a controller in one hand and use the mouse in the other hand if you want to.
New Vegas, I got an Xbox controller or 360 controller, and my accuracy was way worse.
Well,
That's what VATS is for, though.
Well, yeah, that's how they get rid of it, the accuracy problems. But with the new Elder Scrolls coming out, whenever the hell that is, we could actually see if we can get you a PC, and I could actually get one of those controller, like left-hand controller rigs, because there's some people that just like playing like that. They like playing like that, and they have the mouse for accuracy.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I've never really gamed on PCs other than like when I went back and played Fallout 3 in New Vegas way after they were released, so...
Yeah. I remember you talking about them. I remember you talking about you playing through them and everything and having fun with it. I remember you talking about
never really been a
Old
PC
World
gamer.
Blues.
That was a pretty wild DLC.
Yeah. Gosh. And here we are talking about Fallout
Robots
while
on
watching
drugs.
My Hero Academia.
Video
Hey.
games in general.
Yeah, well, what else is new? I mean,
Whoopsie.
we're the Renegades. It's kind of our MO to just talk mad shit. Anyway, we have the next episode of My Hero Academia queued up here. Fight on, Ida. And let's see what happens. Here we go. Still an awesome friggin' shot. And I'm still shocked Midoriya lost.
He did.
Still in shock that...
They also just made it very difficult for anybody that goes up against Todoroki for the rest of the tournament to win as well.
Well, as much as I dislike him, Bakugo is pretty crafty, and now he's seen like the extent of everything he's got. So,
plus number one as well. I think Bakugo knows he'll have to go all out against him, even though he was taking Ochako very seriously when they fought, which is why he didn't let her get close to him.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that if she got close, she stood the greatest chance of winning. Whereas with Todoroki knows that at the distance, he has the advantage. Whereas Bakugo has a huge advantage up close because his explosions and his up-close fighting techniques are really good.
I think Bakugo is going to become a lot more likable in the near future.
I would imagine so.
My original prediction
the fight with Uraraka was where I kind of was judging him very harshly. I was like, depending on how he treats this fight against her, depends on whether or not I'm just like, he's a fucking dick. Or like whether or not I'm like, yeah, I have hope for him. Like, so
I mean,
considering he wasn't a total douche to her in the fight, like
he took it seriously, which he needed to, but he wasn't.
Yeah,
just
but he wasn't like overly like cocky or like
he wasn't.
jerk.
He didn't. What's the word I'm looking for? He didn't. I'm trying to think of the word. I'll think of it here in a minute. I'm gonna hit myself when I do remember it. But he wasn't trying to. He wasn't trying to make her feel like she was out of his league. Mm-hmm. He acknowledged her as a legitimate threat.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I just don't care for him. I know a ton of people love him to death. I'm sure he'll get more likable though.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking effectively he's going to be like Vegeta. You remember when Vegeta? Everyone hated Vegeta.
I think everybody probably hated Gaara too at first as well.
Oh yeah, dude. A lot of people hate because look what he did to Rock Lee.
Yeah, and like Bakugo's not as bad as either of them right now.
No. Because number one, Vegeta comes from a very, very bad background. I mean, number one,
he started out as a straight up villain.
Well, of course he was. I mean, he was a foot soldier for Frieza, the Galactic Tyrant. No one stood up to them. And then the very moment that he had the ability to where he thought he could get one over on him, he took it because he knew that even though Frieza was the one that made him into pretty much like an unstoppable killing machine by letting him have free reign over these systems, he knew that Frieza killed his father and exterminated his entire species, which is a very, very big, a very big like inspiration for wanting to kill someone.
Genocide's kind of a big deal. People,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
people remember that stuff.
I mean, hell, the Holocaust happened 70 years ago, man. People don't forget that shit, and there's a reason why there's still a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth over it. Same thing with what happened with the natives. Even though, personally, to me, I think the thing about history is you have to get over it and you have to move on. Otherwise, you're going to be dragging your feet through a past that honestly should never be repeated.
Yeah.
Ever.
You have to remember it for the lessons it teaches, but
Exactly.
not hold grudges for people's mistakes, especially past generations that aren't even alive at this point. Pretty much.
Exactly. And, yeah. But try convincing a bunch of kids nowadays who are all about the groupthink and the identity politics instead of actually taking individuality into account.
Yep.
What are you going to do? Anyway, back to my hero.
緑谷ベスト8敗退か。あいつがほっといてやられちまったよ。
策があったわけでもなくただ挑発しただけ。
轟に勝ちたかったのか負けたかったのか。
邪魔だとは言わんのか。左のコントロールベタ踏みでまだまだ危なっかしいもんだが、子供じみたダダを捨ててようやくお前は完璧な俺の上位互換となった。
It's not about you.
そう簡単に覆るわけねえよ。ただあの時あの一瞬はお前を忘れた。
右手の粉砕骨折。もうこれきれいに元通りとはいかないよ。破片が関節に残らないよう摘出しないと。治癒はその後だ。
Gross.
やりすぎだ、あんたも。はじめまして。さっきの試合怖かったぜ、緑谷。あれじゃプロも欲しがんねえよ。
血を塗り込んでいくスタイル感心しないわ。
でもそうじゃんか。うるさいよ、ほら。心配
I
す
don't
る
know if
の
I would put
は
my
いい
tongue
が
on
これ
him.
から。
果たせなかった。
君が来たってことを世の中に知らしめてほしい。
黙っていれば轟君にあんなこと言っておいてごめんなさい。
確かに残念な結果だ。でもな、余計なお世話ってのはヒーローの本質でもある。スペロバースト。
Bye.
Poor girl.
Whoa! Ah, she's out.
足野さん場外。常闇くんの勝利。
緑谷ちゃんのことが心配。
手術だって言ってたし。リカバリーガールなんだから心配ねえって。
そうよ。
そりゃ短期間で酷使しまくったむっくりさんね。その歪んじまった右手を戒めにするんだね。こんな破滅的な方法じゃなくて、この子のやれる別な方法を模索しなさい。
遊泳の先生になったのはもともと後継を探すためだったんですよね。
あ、
それで僕
後継になるべき人間が他にいるんじゃって
はい。じゃあ
けどな、私も無個性だったんだぜ。
無個性オールマイトがそんな話一度も。
聞かれなかったからね。聞かれると思ってた。
オールマイトも無個性だった。
いや、 君にしか導き出せないものがあると私は思っているぞ。
もしもし兄さん、天夜だけど。
ただいま任務遂行中で電話に出ることができません。
Something's going down.
間違いないやつだ。見つけたぞ、ヒーロー殺し。
Whoa.
Oh.
Ooh.
This was definitely out before season 2 of One Punch Man.
Kirishima. Yesterday's enemy is today's friend.
Oh, they were like had bromance written all over them.
Oh yeah, dude. That big handshake at the end was just like.
あのガッチャンが防戦に。霧島君の個性はシンプルだけど、それゆえに強い。
Yep, there we go.
緑役。
Hey,
無事成功したんだな。よかった。
ありがとう。飯田君の活躍。お兄さん、インゲニウムも見てるかな。
さっき電話してきたんだが、仕事中だったよ。国よかった。ここまで来たらナンバーワンで報告しないとな。人を導く愛すべきヒーロー。
I have a bad feeling about that.
I do too, man.
志した。
Oh.
全身ガチガチに決まり続けてんだろ。その状態で速攻仕掛けてちゃいずれどっか起こらぶわ。
Overwhelming it.
俺と持久戦やらねえってのもわかるけどな。
霧島君戦闘不能、爆豪君の勝利。これでベスト4が出揃った。
よし、行ってくる。
He did eventually come back to the tournament, but after a few of the matches had gone on. But we did see what those happened during those matches.
They were just quick ones.
炎を使うようになったのなら。魔を与えないつもりか。
Uh-oh.
Oh, good shot. Uh-oh.
残り8秒。いけ。このまま場外へ投げ飛ば。
Uh-oh.
範囲攻撃ばかり見せてたから。こういう小細工は頭から抜けてたよな。警戒はしてたんだがレシプロ。避けられねえな、さすがに。
I thought Todoroki was about to lose because he was still rethinking using the fire. He didn't even use it in that match.
Nope.
迷っているのか、バカ者め。
Well, I mean, you may have been partly right there.
金。どいつもこいつもヒーローが
Oh
盛り上がって。
no.
Oh crap!
That's what I was afraid of.
てめえらはヒーローなんかじゃねえ。俺をやっていいのはオールマイトだけだ。うっせえな。それ。
Oh.
シュラメ。
常闇はこれまで無敵に近い個性で勝ち上がってきたが、今回は防戦イベント。常闇なんで？
You're right, Michael. You're right.
僕らに明かしてくれた弱点、バレてなければ天気はあるよ。
読みが甘かったか。こいつますます機敏に。
The pure war of attrition.
つかめ、落車の。
もう爆豪、常闇の裏を取った。
ダングレネード。ダークシャドウの弱点知っていたのか。数打って暴いたんだバカ。まあ相性が悪かったな。参った。
常闇くん降参。爆豪くんの勝利。
Here we are. Bakugo and Todoroki.
常闇くん悔しいな。
俺、常闇行くと思ったわ。 彼も無敵ではないということか。
あの二人の戦いどうなるんだろう。
しっかり見てリベンジだな。
飯田君。
電話だ。もしもし。負けてしまいました母さん。不甲斐ないです。
落ち着いて聞いて。先生が兄さんがヴィランに。
ヒーローと呼ばれる者ども、俺が気づかせてやる。落ち着いてください。悪名高いあなたにぜひとも会いたかった。お時間少々よろしいでしょうか。
ヒーロー殺しステイン。
Damn.
That's not good.
That is not good. No, that is very, very not good. I mean, Ida just looks like Ida just lost his brother, the person that he idolized. Man,
That sucks.
that does, man. I mean, it's just it. And I think maybe that's going to change Ida in some ways.
I would say so.
I hope he remains the same kind of guy that he is, but he's going to change because of this. I mean,
they kind of set up the whole thing with like, I'm just trying to kill this one guy, but now there's somebody who has a very good reason to come after you. So
yeah.
But it's kind of like the thing where it's like they're too young to kill you now, but eventually they're probably going to get you.
Inigo Montoya.
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my brother. Prepare to die.
But so you said there was a scene after this one, though, right?
25 and 26 actually, so next week.
Oh, okay, okay.
Or
Never
next
mind.
time we get to watch them.
Just kidding.
Yeah, so yeah.
I thought
it's
this was
just a
20.
preview.
I thought this was 25.
Okay. So yeah, just a preview. All right. So, wow, we pretty much got a speed run of the rest of the tournament. I mean, that one between Midoriya and Todoroki was, whew, what a friggin' monster of a match. And now we have Bakugo versus Todoroki.
It's gonna be a good fight.
It will be. I mean, especially if Todoroki goes 100%, because I think the one thing that Bakugo has is that his fighting instincts are very good. He has, and in close range, he's very dangerous. But at the same time, Todoroki, I mean, hell, Ida's arguably the fastest person in their class, and he got caught up close. Bakugo may very well also get caught up close, and if that happens, then, oh boy, I mean, I don't know
feel
who's
like
going to win.
his explosions could possibly also counter the ice, though, because even if he gets into the ice, he could possibly get back
bust
out.
out.
With an
And-
Yeah,
explosion.
he could.
Is Bakugo fireproof? He has to be a little bit.
I'd say probably
know.
explosion or concussive proof.
Something. I mean, somebody has to.
Because how he gets his power is that his sweat is effectively nitroglycerin, which actually you all make a good point there that he would be able to break out of the ice by igniting the nitroglycerin on his skin and melting it or busting out of it.
So I mean, he's got to be at least a little fireproof, a little shockproof. I mean,
Yeah,
because his eardrums, he doesn't bleed from his ears when he uses powers. So
true, too.
I mean, he's
I
got to be tougher
I think
than
his natural durability that he has is freakish,
Yeah,
and I
has to
think
be
it's
way
because
higher.
that's what it has to be because of his abilities, his power. Which to me, I'm like, wow, I'm in awe of both him and Todoroki because Todoroki having the ability to use both fire and ice, for him in the future, I could imagine him using something akin to like a steam bomb. He could make like a giant wall of ice and distract them with something, and all the while he's heating up the inside of that ice wall and keeping it together with his ice power. And then whenever the person gets close enough to it, boom, he blows it up and thus creates a huge steam bomb, and that just does a huge amount of damage. I mean, there's so many potential possibilities from Todoroki's ability, But at the same time, Bakugo's is also ridiculous. It's just, is Bakugo going to be able to maintain his composure throughout? Because him and Todoroki have always had that bit of rivalry.
Oh, he could also do the whole thing where if he's fighting someone who has like a metal defense mechanism of some sort, like a big shield or whatever,
Yeah.
he could heat it up, like superheat it with the fire, and then freeze it to break it.
That's true, yeah.
So I think something like that would probably...
If I was Todoroki, I
I think if you switch the temperature, maybe it's the opposite way. Maybe you just have to switch it from
well,
cold to hot.
rapid temperature change will stress just about
always,
anything.
no matter which direction
I
you
just
go.
know that's also how you temper blades.
Like,
so.
Yes.
well, but it's when it's extreme. So like a car window, like if your door's frozen stuck, you try and like pour hot water, you can like shatter your windows.
Yeah.
I mean, either way you go, it'll.
Well, it's just effectively it's the atoms within it expanding, because it's thermal expansion. Whenever something gets cold, it restricts. See, a great example of it is the Prince Rupert's drop. Have you ever heard of that? Okay, the Prince Rupert's drop is effectively you taking a boiling piece of hot glass and dropping it into a bucket of an ice cold bucket of water.
Yeah, they're all shattered basically.
No, the Prince Rupert's drop, actually, it cools so fast, it goes from exterior to interior, and effectively it makes the bulb of glass that you pull out impregnable.
Oh.
They've actually taken hammers to it, and it's never broken.
So that's kind of like also like tempering, I guess.
It is, but there's always a flaw with a Prince Rupert's drop. The tail. The tail of it has the most brittle part of the glass in it, and when you flick the tail, the whole thing blows up. It's under so much tension, and there's so much stress, and it's because of the rapid change. And you see, whenever it's something like a sphere, because they've actually shown like how they made a Prince Rupert's drop without the tail, with no imperfections in it, and it is a very, very sturdy piece of glass. It is all about the tension that is on something. For instance, that's why Japanese swords are so stable whenever you temper them, is because it's thousands of layers of steel folded on top of one another, and that's effectively what melds the steel together. And even when it's under immense pressure from either the heat or the cold that you put it to, it always maintains itself because of the layers of steel that's in there.
Yeah, I remember my mom telling me, like, when they were kids, they used to boil marbles for a bit and spoon them out and set them on an air conditioning vent, and they crack.
Yep.
So, I mean, like, it's weird how it works differently just depending on the situation. It's the temperature extremes, how hot or cold it is, and how quickly it's changed, I guess, and also just the setup before that.
Yeah.
Changes the results, I guess, but...
Well,
yeah, obviously we've seen like he can chill the air down real cold, and then a sudden burst of heat, he can make an explosion. So,
and
he's got a lot to do. Yeah,
there's so many counters that both of these guys can have for one another. I just don't know who's going to come out on top.
Also, once he learns to control his ice further, like there's a lot more you can do with ice besides just launching basically like glaciers at people. Like,
yeah, like more
you can
precision.
You can make yourself ice armor. You can make ice weapons like spears and shit. Like,
well, I could imagine him doing something like that. For instance, him holding out his hand and then just like throwing a bunch of icicles at people.
I'm super lazy. If I was Todoroki, I'd just hit up May and have her make me some infrared goggles, and then I would just coat everything in steam so nobody could see anything except me, and just like push people out of the ring.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
This is too much work. It just
Hatsume May, and all of a sudden it's just like
just fog everywhere, and then
it's like, hey, real quick, can you make me some heat vision goggles?
Sure
like, thing. It makes them, and then all of a sudden
like put on my little goggles and Sly Cooper everything, just sneak around.
Yeah, all of a sudden you just
have like my little hook cane and ring out.
Actually, you can do that with the ice. You can make the hook cane out of ice.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it'd just be like something at the Showtime at the Apollo. Yoink.
Just the most obnoxious use of like the most awesome set of powers possible.
Yeah.
Hey, cheese it out, man. I mean, hell, that's what a lot of people do in Overwatch. People cheese the shit out of it.
I mean, that was a lot of work. I mean, it just
God. So that was awesome. that this was another awesome episode. The tournament arc is going to be wrapping up here soon, within the next episode or two, depending on how long the fight between Todoroki and Bakugo goes. And then I guess after that, we're going to see what the rest of the season has to offer. So I guess until next time, everybody, that's going to do it. So signing off, I'm Nate.
Micah.
I'm Nick.
And we will see you all in the next one. A peace out.